You are tuned into the Literacy Hour with Test Taking Solution and your host, Dr. Kentrell Liddell, MD, MBA. The purpose of this show is to help mitigate health disparities, improving literacy related to health, economics, and education. For all your professional development, professional management, and educational support services needs, contact Test Taking Solution, where we're igniting success. Located at 2104 Thousand Oaks Drive in Jackson, Mississippi. Literacy is knowledge and knowledge is power. Thank you for joining the Literacy Hour.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know some of you are headed to work and it is raining out. But boy, it is still such a beautiful morning just to be alive and well this morning. And so we got a lot to be thankful for. I know I'm very grateful. Man, I can listen to another whole hour of WMPR 90.1 FM. Brother Larry Armstrong, I can be assured that he will lead me before the throne of grace every Tuesday morning. And I know he does it for you as well. Boy, I enjoyed this morning's worship service. I got two wings. Yes, sir. Man. Well, I'm not going to sing this morning, but man, my soul is on fire. Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Literacy Hour with Test Taking Solution, either by way of our foundation's YouTube channel or any of our affiliated radio stations. I told you about the flagship WMPR 90.1 FM, the voice of the community, serving our greater Jackson and surrounding areas here in Mississippi and anywhere, actually, there is a reliable internet connection. Yes, they're listening to us overseas, all in Africa, and we are mighty glad about it. WGDQ 93.1 FM, where God did it quickly, and WJMG 92.1 FM, the heartbeats of the Hub City, serving the Sumrall, the Laurel, and the Hattiesburg communities. Hattiesburg, we're headed your way. That's Test Taking Solution, our summer academic enrichment program in July. We can't wait to get down there and visit the zoo and go out for a little pizza afterwards. We're mighty grateful for our dedicated underwriter, Mr. Damian Pickens. Mr. Pickens, thank you. You make this possible. I tell you, without you, man, listen, we would not be able to come into the vehicles and in the homes of our radio listening audience. Now, we would still be able to reach people through YouTube or StreamYard and some other formats. But Mr. Damian Pickens makes it possible for you all to hear the Literacy Hour if you're listening by radio. That's Pickens Automotive Repair, 4101 South Sywell Road, Jackson, Mississippi. The zip code is 39212. Yes, there's some mighty great things that come out of 39212. He does oil changes, tire rotations, brake services, tire pressure services. He knows automobiles, so get your vehicle over to him. If you happen to be on Sywell Road at any point in time, he'll be happy to see you. That's 4101 South Sywell Road. We're also grateful for supporters who help our organization in very impactful ways. I will never forget the generosity and the kindness of Mr. Dwight Evans and his wife. They own and operate Evans Tree and Property Maintenance. They provide professional tree removal services, and I do want to stress professional. No tree is too big or too small. If you want to make your property safer, like we did here at Test Taking Solution, you want to get some dead trees removed with some limbs, no matter how tall it is, go ahead and call Mr. Dwight Evans, 601 260 1046. That's 260 1046. He'll give you a free estimate. Well, Father's Day is coming up this Sunday. Father's Day. Father's Day is a time for us to celebrate the importance of fatherhood, to honor the special men in our lives. I was interested in learning how it all got started. I know about Mother's Day, and I just wasn't too sure about how Father's Day got started. So, like at any other time when I have a question, and just like we train our test taking solution scholars to do, we perform research. We go and we find some reputable sources that can help us find the right answer. So, here are some fun facts about Father's Day. The idea of Father's Day was conceived more than a century ago. A century. Oh, how many years is a century? You TTS scholars listening to the Literacy Hour this morning? Yep, you got it right. A century is 100 years. So, more than 100 years ago, Father's Day was conceived by Sonora Dodd. Mhm. Spokane, Washington. Dodd wanted a special day to honor her father, William Smart, a widowed Civil War veteran who was left to raise his 6 children on a farm. And Miss Dodd, Sonora Dodd, was one of those 6 children. She saw how hard her dad worked, and she thought about it'll be great to honor my dad, and not just in a small way, but in a big way. I want to call a day Father's Day. And in 1966, that's not too terribly long ago, then President Lyndon Johnson issued a proclamation setting aside the third Sunday in June to honor fathers. Father's Day has been celebrated annually. Annually, what does annually mean? TGS scholars, I hear you. Every year. That's right. Annually means every year since 1972, when then President Richard Nixon signed a law making it a permanent national holiday. So, there are some statistics I want to share with you this morning. You know, statistics, that's the data. The proof is in the pudding. It is what it is. And our U.S. Census, that United States Census Bureau, they are on the job. Let me tell you, they're always releasing very helpful information that they were able to glean from our last census. You know, we all got counted, and there have been many surveys that we've had to complete through the years. And so they've been collating and reviewing that data and now sharing their reports. And so they have recently shared on census.gov. You can go find it too. That's CENSUS.gov, G-O-V. And you can, when you get there, find their schools web page. Just click on schools, and they were able to, based on statistics in schools, some surveys that they did, looking at income and various program participations, they were able to glean a lot about fathers across our country. You want to know what they found? Of course you do. You're listening to the Literacy Hour. That means that you love knowledge, like I do. We are lifelong learners together, and I'm mighty glad about it. 72 million. That's the estimated number of fathers across our country. 72 million. 29 million is the number of fathers who are also grandfathers. 24 million, the number of fathers living in opposite sex married couple family groups with children younger than age 18. And this was in 2023. Okay. So this data is so important to know when you are looking at numbers and statistics and any sort of information. You want the most up to date information possible. And you heard me say census.gov, the United States Census Bureau, just released this information. Notice they released information that's reflective of what was going on in 2023, 3 years ago. So then it's so much fun for us to think about and wonder if those numbers have changed. And I wonder what you would say. If the number of fathers, estimated number of fathers across our country, if it was 72 million back then, so now wonder what it is today. That's so much fun. And then when the next census comes out, we get to see if we were right. We pray that we're here, right? Because today is not promised to us. Tomorrow is not promised to us. But right now, we're all here, and it's by God's grace. And I'm so grateful. I know you are too. 2 million of the about 10 million single parents living with their children under 18, 20% of them are fathers. That's right. About 2 million single fathers are living with their children under 18 across our country. And you might know of one. 231,000 is the estimated number of stay-at-home dads. Again, this is data from 2023. So I wonder here in 2026 if that number has increased or decreased. You know the difference. Increased, to go up, to rise. Decrease, to go down, right? So I wonder if that 231,000 stay-at-home dads has changed. That's a mighty lot of dads staying at home, taking care of the home while mom is away working. And that's what the statistics say, not Dr. Liddell. So the share of men taking paid parental leave has increased over time. There's something called paid parental leave. When you have children, you can take leave to see after your newborns. I think it's an awesome thing, don't you? Well, more dads are taking advantage of that. The statistics show that about 50% of fathers. What is 50%, TTS scholars, in terms of a fraction? Is it a quarter? Is 50% equal to a third? Or is 50% equal to 1/2? If you said 1/2, you're correct. About a half of all fathers who had their first child between 2014 and 2022, they took paid leave, compared with only 18%. Yeah, see that? That number went up dramatically from 18% of dads taking their parental leave to be at home with their newborn and their wives or significant others, girlfriends, whatever, but they took the leave to be there. That's awesome. Now that number has risen from 18% to 50%. That's a half of dads doing it. Wow. And this is for the first child now, okay? Well, today is Third Tuesday, and it's the Tuesday that we have set aside to focus on enhancing our financial literacy. It's all about the numbers. And I just shared some important numbers with you, fathers, by the numbers. We hope that every father is celebrated this upcoming Sunday. But even if you are not a father, you may very well just be a special man in someone's life. Look forward to it. Somebody is going to honor you this Sunday. I just feel it. The information that we share during the literacy hour is for educational purposes. It does not constitute medical, legal, financial, or tax advice. For specific advice applicable to your situation, do what I do. Contact a licensed certified professional, preferably one with whom you have a relationship with. You see, relationships really do matter. I've learned in this life that, man, there are some relationships that no matter what, if you haven't talked to the person for years, you can pick the phone up and start talking, and it's like you never missed a day from talking to one another. Some very deep, strong relationships. I think about my classmates from Noxubee County High School. I love them so dearly. We don't miss a beat. If we see each other, it's just like old times. And then there are some relationships that are transactional. You do for me, and I do for you. I don't care too much for those, but they are what they are. And we just kind of have to keep it all straight, right? There are many types of relationships, and relationships really do matter. How many of you know folks who will be around you until they get what they want and then they're gone? You won't hear anything from them. They're not inviting you to the birthday party, the campaign went off parties, all these other type parties they might be having. They're not inviting you. And that relationship was a transactional, or is a transactional relationship. Just keep it straight. Mm-hmm. And just know I don't particularly like those. At the root of all the healthcare disparities that we have, all of the health disparity evil, I like to call it, because it's pure evil, to not allow everyone access to adequate health care. It's evil. And I have just surmised that at the root of all the healthcare disparity evil is a lack of money. Mm-hmm. Money, 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 money. I can only imagine how much better our state would be if only someone would see fit to right the wrongs that got us here. Starting with paying black people reparations for slavery and its vile, long lasting, devastating effects on the black community. We're stuck. And if you don't agree with me, call in. Let's talk about it. We're not going to be right as a nation until we make amends for the atrocities of slavery. You know, we just visited, we being St. Matthew MB Church, we kicked off our vacation Bible school on Saturday, and we visited the National Civil Rights Museum. Now, in my little mind, I just didn't even realize that the museum is attached to the Lorraine Motel. You know, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. The last time I was at that hotel, I think I was in high school. They took us on a field trip, and we toured the motel. We toured the room where he was staying that day. You know, he stepped out of their room and he was assassinated outside of it. But we were able to go inside, and the bed was like covered with glass. I just remember it so vividly. Well, this Saturday, we didn't get to see the room. Everything has changed. It's a big old museum attached to the motel now. Yeah, there's a difference between a hotel and a motel. They're different, TTS scholars. And I want you to look that difference up. And later on in the show, I'm going to tell you the difference between a motel and a hotel. Okay. But anyway, there is the National Civil Rights Museum attached to the Lorraine Motel. Okay. And the museum is a very, very well thought out museum. It is beautiful. And there are so many artifacts in there. Listen, they got the bus burning. Oh my gosh, they have um, an exhibit where there are men underneath the ship. You know, the transatlantic train. You know how we came over here, and that stuff is real. And it just, oh, we went in smiling and laughing and taking pictures and giggling, and we came out somber. We came out wondering. We came out thinking and feeling. And yeah, you're right. Someone just sent me a text, Dr. Liddell. That's why I don't go to places like that it makes me sad. Well, but we have to know our history. And there were some things I learned on Saturday that I just absolutely did not know. And it's not my fault that I did not know. It wasn't taught to me. Just like for our youth. Man, we have pictures. And they're probably up on the St. Matthew MB Church page right now. You can go over there and take a look on Facebook, St. Matthew MB Church. an amazing church where people are growing and loving each other. Vacation Bible School is underway, and our youth are engaged, but so are our adults. Man, we're learning. Had a great time last night. Reverend Nichols taught the class I was in, and he talked about the golden rule and how love is the only way. And we know that God is love. But back over here to this museum now, we have pictures of the youth reading the various writings about the pictures, the captions. They are opening the jail cell and walking in and shutting that door behind themselves. They are listening to the videos. All of the moderators and narrators speak about atrocities that occurred not that long ago. And they are becoming better informed. I disagree with those who say that, this is bad to tell children about that history or to educate about Black history. I strongly disagree. If you don't know your history, especially the bad aspects of that history, you're prone to repeat it. And so we have to learn better in order to do better. But you have to first understand that you're learning something. How can we learn that which we don't know? It's a lot we miss. It's a lot we weren't told. It's a lot we just didn't learn about. Well, I'm mighty glad at St. Matthew MB Church, Pastor Reverend Dr. Collins, he makes sure that we get a Black History fact, and people stand there, sisters and brothers, on Sunday, and boy, they walk it down. And then our AV team, man, that audio visual team, oh man, it's like they and the speaker got together the night before, and I know that didn't happen, but that's just how fast they are on their feet to put up visuals as the speaker is speaking about Black history. We've learned so much about various people who founded and invented things that we had no idea that Black folks invented these things. It's a beautiful learning experience for me. And the National Civil Rights Museum was no different on Saturday. And so we're at Vacation Bible School. You're welcome to come on out. It's 3660 Fontaine Avenue. Everything kicks off at 6 o'clock in the evenings, and we're out of there by 8 p.m. on the dot. Miss Tamika is our leader, and she is doing a phenomenal job. Have you just ever been impressed by people who are organized, well-spoken, and kind? It's a beautiful thing when you mix those three characteristics together in a human being. They're kind, they're knowledgeable, they're professional, they're fair. I love it. And so I don't think we could have selected a better person to oversee the Vacation Bible School this summer. I'm sure we could have, but Miss Tamika rose to the occasion, and she's been doing a wonderful job. But at the root of all of the healthcare disparities that I know of is a lack of money. And that's why whenever I hear about programs that will provide healthcare services to people for free, I'm going to share that information and take advantage of it myself whenever I need to. I don't want you to be ashamed or embarrassed by taking advantage of free food services when someone's serving food, like we are doing the summer food services program that's going on right now at Test Taking Solutions. As a matter of fact, I'm being told there's some children getting fed right now, and that's a beautiful thing. As a matter of fact, when I said to you that the root of all healthcare disparity evil is a lack of money, I meant it. And there are some who agree with me. Robin Boyles, a chief program planning and development officer at Delta Health Center over in Mount Bayou, they treat insured patients, uninsured patients. We've talked about it extensively, especially during Health Literacy Tuesday, which is second Tuesday, federally, qualified health centers, FQHC. That's what it is. Delta Health Center in Mount Bayou. They're taking care of folks in spite of and despite their lack of money. So, in her role, Ms. Boyle said she observes the clear connection. She said it's not fuzzy, it's clear. There's a connection between a high rate of preventable deaths and uninsured Mississippians. Boyles pointed to the similar rates of cancer incidents across our state. But there's a higher mortality from cancer, a higher death rate from cancer in the Delta, meaning that people aren't getting screened and diagnosed early enough, because we know that early detection saves lives. But you got to have money to go get early detected. Somebody got to pay. It's just the truth of the matter. Well, let's talk about the Rural Health Transformation Program. It's Financial Literacy Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. Mississippi received $205,907,220. I won't forget it. Yeah, that's the money. It's on the nose. So that's approximately $206 million. We've received it, and we will be receiving that every year for 5 years until 2030. And the programming that results from us receiving that money will run through September 30th, 2031. I'm trying to be around. Are you? This unprecedented federal investment helps our state to expand access to care. Expand the access, mainly in rural communities. This money is supposed to help strengthen our rural healthcare workforce. Folks living in these places that may not have the best amenities, may not have all of the things that our urban areas have. We got to strengthen the healthcare workforce out there. This money is meant to modernize rural facilities and technology. We have some clinics and hospitals and other places that are just running down. And they've been around for so many decades, they need modernizing, bringing up to speed, modernizing. That's what modernize means. It means bring it up to date, right? And while I'm on modernize, I want to go and make sure that our youth understands the difference between a motel and a hotel. I'm sticking to my word. I try to be a woman of my word. Motel is a roadside hotel, so a motel is a type of hotel. We talk about algorithms, and we, especially in our STEM programs, but at the top of the chart is hotel. That's the overarching category. A hotel is an establishment. It provides accommodations. You can get some meals there and other services for whom? Travelers, tourists. Okay. And so when they're doing radio communication, this is interesting. My son is military, and so I learned some things in this military alphabet. I got it down packed, but a code word representing the letter H used in radio communication. That's hotel. Hotel. Motel is a type of hotel. It's a roadside hotel, and is designed primarily for motorists, typically having the rooms right there by the parking lot. You park and you walk right into the room. That's a motel. Hotel, you may have to go up an elevator or two. And even with the motel, they will have several floors. Sometimes you have to go up some stairs. They might have an elevator too. So they both provide rooms, housing, accommodations, and some of them, a lot of them, provides meals. So motel and hotel. Motel, motorists. Motel, parking lot directly outside. All right. So with these facilities and this Rural Health Transformation Program, money is supposed to help to modernize the facilities, to bring them up to date. And the other uh, reason that we were able to receive this money is because our state cares about supporting innovative models. In other words, out of the box thinking. And I'm glad about it because if we continue to do the same thing the same way, expecting a different outcome, then that's the definition of insanity. What's insanity? Crazy. That's just purely crazy. If you think you're going to keep doing the same thing, oh, but we're going to get a different result this time. No, you're not. You got to change up. And so this program, this rural health transformation program, is supporting innovative models that bring high quality, dependable care closer to home. That's right. CMS project officers. CMS is Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, under the leadership of Dr. Oz. I know you've seen him on the television or on your social media talking about cracking down on fraud recently. But CMS project officers have been dedicated to each state. We have our own dedicated to the state of Mississippi. Dr. Oz and his leadership team, they established something called the Office of Rural Health Transformation. And they put that office in CMS, the Center for Medicaid and Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, but there's another office inside of there called the Centers for Medicaid and CHIP Services, CMCS. Anyway, the CMS project officers, they're supposed to be providing us guidance and technical assistance during our implementation of our part of the Rural Health Transformation Program, RHTP. I'm going to say it a lot because I want you to be aware. States have to submit regular updates so that CMS can track our progress. You see, they're holding us accountable. CMS is going to be reviewing the information that our state submits, trying to identify some proving and some workable, innovative approaches to solving our rural healthcare issues, right? They're going to help us to support execution of a plan. So we have a plan, and they're going to help support the execution of that plan. And then in September, I believe it is, but I'll get the date. And once I know it, you will know it. But states will be convening. That's right. They're going to all come together during the CMS Rural Health Summit. It's going to be held during the CMS Quality Conference in, usually that's in September. I was one of the speakers one of the years a few years ago, and it was just a wonderful experience talking about healthcare quality. But CMS has a quality conference every year, and they're going to have one this year. Well, this year, they are going to allow the states to convene to talk about their progress. That's right. And it's going to be called the CMS Rural Health Summit. People will be sharing lessons, highlighting effective models, I'm sure, and basically accelerating innovation. I'm mighty glad about that. Can't wait. Governor Reeves established in our state, okay, an Office of Rural Health Transformation. Sure did. We have the Mississippi Office for Rural Health Transformation Program. That's right. He announced that he created that office to oversee the distribution of hundreds of millions of federal dollars aimed at improving our rural health care. So he went ahead and set up an office as well. And the new office is overseen by the governor and led by certified public accountant, Mr. Richard Grimes. Governor Reeves also unveiled a website that provides the public with a transparent and accessible view of the state's initiatives, funding opportunities, and progress. That website, we've given it to you before. I'm giving it to you again today. It is Mississippi RHTP. You know what that stands for now. Rural Health Transformation Program. Mississippi RHTP.com. If you visit the site, you will notice the application portals have opened. Yes, for 3 of the funding opportunities. Yes, the first phase of funding opportunities, including eligibility, timelines, and application requirements, is now underway. And we're calling it the first phase, but there was, an earlier phase where we put some information out there saying through the Mississippi State Department of Health, there was an opportunity for someone, some entity, to help establish our comprehensive state health plan. That was the first funding I saw, at least being offered. And they have awarded that particular opportunity to a company. So that company is going to be helping us. It's an out of state company, by the way. It always piques my interest when other folks from outside our state think they can come in and tell us how best to do our work. But I hope they have a branch here. I hope they do. But anyway, they've gotten awarded. The award announcement has been made, and rightfully so. That's one thing I really love about MSDAs. You talk about transparent. Oh man, you talk about making sure to that grant recipients dot their I's and cross their T's. Man, they're going to do it. I think they were amongst the first to do reimbursement grants. At least I had never heard of them until um, Mississippi State Department of Health. And reimbursement grants is how the Rural Health Transformation Program is running too, you all. You know what reimbursement means. You pay for something and somebody pays you back. It means you have to have the money up front. Now, they say they will consider some case by case basis or situations, but through and through, and what they prefer to do is to provide reimbursement funding opportunities. That's right. So your business or you as an individual have to be financially stable enough to do the work, at least get it started, and then you will show receipts to prove or have evidence of those expenses, and they will reimburse you. hmm I know, I know. I appreciate the comment. I'm with you on some of these things. That here we go, Dr. Liddell. Po folks. Okay, you said po, and so I'm gonna say po. And if you want folks to know your name, call in. The phone lines are open 601-714 test. That's 601-714-8378. I appreciate that team in the back for putting that up on the screen. If you're following us on YouTube, we share many other things on the screen that you're able to see. And our team has put the phone number up. They've been putting some other things up as I've been going along. I appreciate that. We rock and roll at TTS. I mean, hey, we're a professional development, professional management firm. We do have a nonprofit arm that helps to connect supporters and donors with children who need tutorial and test prep services. You can get a tax write-off. The foundation is a 501c3. The foundation also is responsible for community events, community engagement. And so we have programs through our foundation, and the general public is invited to attend those. But back to these three funding opportunities that just opened. They opened June 15th, just yesterday. Yes, the first phase of funding opportunities is underway. And if you or your entity is interested in applying for the funding, you have until July 13th to do so. You're right. I listen, call in. We can talk about it. Someone just said, I love our listening audience. You guys are engaged. You are on it. And I am so proud. Man, I love it. Someone said, Dr. Dale, I thought it was July 15th. Well, I did too. But look, we can only go off now reputable resources. And the reputable resource I'm following is MississippiRHTP.com. I'm taking their word for it, not somebody talking out of the side of their neck or what they think they thought they saw. No, it says that you have until July 13th. So it's not the 15th, it's the 13th to submit your applications. They have the three funding opportunities that are available right now are Rural Capital Project Care Gap Closure Grant Program. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't name the program now. It's called Rural Capital Project Care Gap Closure Grant Program, RCGC. Now, you know that's a mouthful, but let me tell you what it's about. The RCGC, Rural Capital Project Care Gap Closure Grant Program will provide entities with funds to make necessary facility renovations and or facilitate infrastructure projects such as facility upgrades, service delivery optimization, clinic expansion, and equipment acquisition that address care gaps in rural communities. Capital investments are strategically directed toward expanding service capacity for underserved populations, supporting rural hospitals, and improving operational efficiencies to reduce barriers to care. During program year one, the state anticipates awarding approximately 20 to 30 proposals with individual awards of up to $3 million each. That's the RCGC, the Rural Capital Project Care Gap Closure Grant Program. And then there's the RT, as in Tom, RTG. The RTG, where the T stands for technology, is the Rural Provider Technology Grant Program. This program will provide funding to entities to support necessary enhancements to technology hardware and software, including but not limited to digital and smart tools, ambient listening technologies, automated systems, and resources to support onboarding to the statewide health information exchange. I don't think that's coming to being yet. Statewide health information exchange. Yeah, team, check that out. See if that is online yet. But this opportunity here is going to provide resources to support onboarding to the statewide health information exchange. Now, how can we onboard to something that doesn't exist? Does this exist yet? Y'all find out for me. And please send me the reference. I love y'all, but I don't take your word for things now. I need to read it for myself and digest it. And not saying that you would tell me anything wrong, but we can talk about it later today once I've had a chance to review it myself. So this RTG program is going to provide some resources to support folks onboarding to the statewide health information exchange. Sounds like a good exchange. I just need to know if it's up and running. Eligible improvements may also include broader technology upgrades, cybersecurity, and data integrity enhancements, cybersecurity awareness programs, development of security protocols, policies, training, integration, and implementation costs associated with technology changes, and the acquisition of related equipment needed to address identified gaps of unmet needs within a provider's technology ecosystem. We show using a whole lot of words to describe us. Do you all feel like I do? Technology investments are targeted at increasing or improving service capacity. I like that. Securing and protecting data. Supporting long-term operational sustainability. During program year one, the state anticipates awarding 75 to 100 awards for general technology type proposals, $200,000 to $400,000. It'll be based on your budget. And then cybersecurity, if that's the focus of your proposal, they're going to give out 60 to 100 awardees between $100,000 and $300,000. Well, now you have to take that up with them. Somebody said, Dr. Liddell, that's not enough money. That $100,000, $200,000. I mean, what about the staffing? What about, they say it's going to pay for equipment. Yeah, well, listen, they have a contact us page on the Mississippi RHTP.com. Team, go ahead and put that up. Let me check. They already have it up. Listen, they have it up already on our YouTube channel, MississippiRHTP.com/funding. Go over there, check it out yourself. Telehealth Hub Connectivity, Equipment and Education Grant Program, TCE. That particular program funding opportunity has also opened, and they are accepting proposals at this time. The TCE goal will be to provide funding to entities to support necessary enhancements to increase telehealth visits across rural and underserved communities. They're looking at reducing barriers expanding access to specialty care, improving preventive care. And this will be accomplished by increasing the number of telehealth hubs across the state, improving connectivity, and encouraging higher utilization among patients. So, some eligible purchases related to connectivity and equipment may include, but are not limited to, the telehealth carts, the cameras, the monitors, diagnostic peripherals. You might need some broadband upgrades or connectivity enhancements, installation, integration of all of that, right? Some telehealth platforms, video conferencing systems, ongoing maintenance of that, software licensing, and technical support services. Listen, during program year one, the state anticipates that they're going to award under these two categories: telehealth hub connectivity and equipment. They're going to give out 25 to 30 awards. $70,000 would be the average award. And telehealth education, they're anticipating awarding 25 to 30 grantees at $110,000, the average award. Yep. So to find out more about these opportunities, just go on over to MississippiRHTP.com/funding. Again, the deadline to apply for either or all of these three funding opportunities, because you are able to apply for more than one. That deadline is July 13th, and the tentative announcement date of who will be awarded is July the 31st. And so far, the RHTP team has stayed on track with their established timeline. Now, I'm sure they're working to clarify and respond to inquiries about those 5 funding opportunities they have been talking about during their introduction webinar, and they also spoke about them during the in-person meetings. Those 5 funding opportunities: CHRIS, WAY, HTAM, TAPS, and BRIDGE. That's how I refer to them. I refer to them like they do, by the acronyms. CHRIS stands for Coordinated Regional Integrated Systems. WAY, WEI, stands for Workforce Expansion Initiative. And then HTAM, that's HTAM, that stands for Health Technology Advancement and Modernization. And then TAPS, TAPS, that stands for Telehealth Adoption and Provider Support. And the last one, BRIDGE, BRIDGE, that stands for Building Rural Infrastructure for Delivery, Growth, and Efficiency. So those 5 programs, CHRIS, WAY, HTAM, TAPS, and BRIDGE, have been talked about extensively. Now, they've posted the HTAM, the TAPS, and the BRIDGE initiative funding opportunities, and you can apply to them right now because the application portals are open for these. But when you click on either one of them, they take you back to the 3 top umbrella funding opportunities that I spoke about a moment ago: RCGC, RTG, and TCE. You can always play this episode of the Literacy Hour back to make sure that you catch everything I shared. It's archived right on our YouTube channel. So if you want to listen to the information I've shared again, do so by playing this episode back. But I'm sure that the RHTP team, the Rural Health Transformation Program team, working hard to respond to folks who are contacting them on their website. You feel free to do so as well. Well, backed by popular demand, our 2026 Summer Academic Enrichment Program will be underway and taking place starting in July. Our registration portal opened on yesterday. It looks like we're going to have to shut it down based on our capacity. But I'm glad. I'm so excited about all of the interest. Stay tuned for more details about our back to school rally for academic success taking place July 23rd. That's this year. I appreciate that. Thank you. At our 2104 Thousand Oaks Drive location, we're so excited about it. We received notification of sponsorship based on a grant for which we applied to the city of Jackson. Also, I would be remiss if I don't mention how, man, the city of Jackson is doing it up regarding our youth this summer. The youth, the mayor's summer youth employment program. Boy, it is underway. And listen, whoever trained the youth, they did a wonderful job of onboarding them. They are working in different spots across our city. Shout out to the two mayor's youth summer employment program participants helping out at Test Taking Solution. They're learning a great deal, and we're mighty happy to have them. We also have the support of our Brook Hollow Place Neighborhood Association. Um, Hats off to Mr. Lee Unger and his board. They work hard, and I tell you, keeping the neighborhood clean and trying to make sure that we don't have criminal activity, and make sure that the neighborhood stays progressive and modernized, making sure the grass is cut and people are taking care of their lawns, moving all these parked cars and things that shouldn't be there out of the way. So go ahead, though, and mark your calendars for July 23rd because we want to see you all there. That's July 23rd around 2 p.m. That's the start time. So you can go ahead and mark your calendars because you will be getting a personal invitation from me again right here on the air. More details to come, but I can tell you, young ladies, we're going to have a beautiful young lady, Miss Jalen. She is amazing. She's going to be applying some eyelashes that day. She has all types, so you all will be able to get your eyelashes done for free. Yep, compliments of the Test Taking Solution Foundation. Boys, you're going to get haircuts if you need them to go back to school that upcoming Monday. You'll be able to get those during the back to school rally for academic success. We'll be giving out school supplies, book bags, notebook paper, rulers, protractors, calculators, pencils, you name it. And we have some great supporters and donors who are already saying, hey, Dr. Liddell, where can I drop off the book bags? What can I do to help? We thank God so much for people like Mr. Spencer Harris, a retired U.S. Naval officer. Man, this man, he has helped us. He and Mr. Ollie Linson and his family, they've helped us tremendously, making sure that the children are safe from the sun's rays. They pitched in and helped us to purchase some umbrellas for our picnic tables, the bases that go on them. I just thank God for the people who are coming together to rally around our youth. And we're going to show them how much we appreciate them during the back to school rally for academic success on July 23rd. Mark your calendars. We're going to have some special rides here that I think you will enjoy. Hines County is showing up as well with bouncers. Man, it's going to be a fun time. Okay. So we thank God. Thank you so much, Miss Sandra Patton and Mr. Larry Ephraim, Miss Pamela Reed Shirley. We thank God for Brook Hollow, as I said, the Brook Hollow Place Neighborhood Association. And we thank God for City of Jackson. I mean, every little bit counts. Now, people, we need money as well. So we thank you for helping to purchase some items that we might need. But now to run any program and to run it successfully, you need staff. And I've come out of my pocket several years, and I don't mind it when I have it like that, right? But I'm telling you that in order to have a high quality program, you need high quality people, and people need to get paid. They have bills to pay. And so we are looking for sponsors to help us with the program. You will see the outcomes. Our children do very, very well when they go back to school, but for your support. So thank you. I mean, give if you can. We will have some Apple representatives on hand. I thank God for their willingness to serve. They're going to be helping people to learn about computers, the Apple computers, Apple iPhones. You have trouble with your phone, you'll be able to talk to them. They're going to have some representatives on site, and we'll have various stations, food, free food. There'll be a stage, DJ, an obstacle course. So just come on out. I'll continue to give you some details as we get closer to that date. That's July the 23rd. Until then, now, I want you to be very aware of your health, and not just your physical health, your mental health, but your financial health. I want you to be very aware. Watch what you're spending your money on. And what I've learned, and my husband actually, he really helped me to learn and understand, is people pay for what they want to pay for. And I really just didn't quite understand that. But now, when I tried to go get a JSU football ticket recently to the first game, man, the tickets are sold out. So I thought we were having trouble as a people paying for some stuff. And he's helped me to understand, and I've come to know now that we pay for what we want to pay for. We spend our money where we want to spend it. And so let's just get our priorities straight. Our youth is our future, and we definitely need to be pouring into our youth. At the end of the day, only what we do for Christ is going to last anyway. We're Mississippi strong. We have a lot to be proud of, and I want everyone to support a fine Mississippi gentleman as he continues to play for the NFL, and want you to pray for his health and strength as he continues to give back to Mississippi. He gives his physical time, but he also gives financially. Yeah, on this Financial Literacy Tuesday, I want to continue to highlight Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee Titan, number 98. He's from my hometown. Always supporting the Noxubee County Tigers and the people of Noxubee County in general. Number 98, Tennessee Titans. Check him out. The date that Jeffrey became an NFL superstar, man, I just broke down in tears. I was thankful to God, this young man. It's great things that come out of Mississippi, great people who come out of Mississippi. Mr. Simmons and the Tennessee Titans play their season opener against the New York Jets at home in the Nissan Stadium on September 13th, 2026, with their kickoff time set for 1 o'clock Eastern. He and his team are currently planning the annual fun day for the 4th of July in Macon. That's right, our hometown, Macon, Mississippi. Jeff is going to be there. Jeffrey Simmons' annual football camp in Starkville, Mississippi will take place July the 10th. The children who attend our summer academic enrichment program, they're going to the football camp. They're going to have an opportunity to meet Mr. Jeffrey this summer. He's hosting his first golf tournament for his foundation. His foundation's name is Give 'em a Reason. That's right, the Give 'em a Reason Foundation. Mr. Jeffrey Simmons. The event will be called Golf for a Reason, and all the proceeds are going to go to helping single parent households. That's just the kind of guy he is. You can follow Jeffrey Simmons on Facebook and on Instagram at J Simmons, SIMMONS _94. Thank you also for your prayers and your support of my son, Joshua Liddell, as he continues his journey to becoming a heavyweight champion. He's throwing those jabs and right hands. He lends his expertise to our foundation. He helps encourage our children. He oversees special projects. He's a member of the United States of America Boxing Association, and he's on a winning streak. We're mighty Mississippi proud of you, Joshua. Thanks to all of you who attended his last fight in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Joshua came home. He hadn't been home on Mississippi soil to box in a very long time, ever since he was a little boy, actually. But he simply put on a great show. He won again. Now he understands that he won't win them all. He knows that. Barring any major injuries, though, I'm predicting a heavyweight boxing champion hailing from the beautiful state of Mississippi. Wait for it. Follow Joshua on Instagram at jliddell601. You want to see some footage of his fight? You can go to my Facebook page. That's Kentrell.Liddell. Liddell, Liddell. And scroll down, you'll see him fighting. I know that we're focused on following athletes who are on a national stage, National Football League, United States Boxing Association, but there are a few local Mississippi athletes whom we're following. I introduced you to one of them a few weeks ago, someone who is really inspiring the scholars at Test Taking Solution, where he assists with our community engagements. His name, Melvin Collins Jr., born and raised in Terry, Mississippi, a graduate of West Kentucky University, now pursuing a master's degree in business at the I Love, Jackson State University. I'm going to take a station break. I'm going to come back on the next side just for a few minutes and tell you what Melvin Collins Jr., Mr. MJ, has coming up. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back. Listen, at the recent JSU spring scrimmage, some of you got a chance to see Mr. MJ in the flesh. He debuted as an offensive lineman. His jersey number is 77. How amazing is that? Yeah, that number 77, I see it all over the place. And boy, I said, now wait a minute, do they all know MJ? Turns out that's when that's a very special time for the school. 1877, I'm understanding, was when the school was established. And so that number 77 is all over the place. Currently, he's training for the first football game of the season, which is scheduled for Saturday, August 29th. Yes, August 29th in Nashville, Tennessee against Tennessee State at Vanderbilt's First Bank Stadium. Now, yeah, I said it right. I didn't get it wrong. They're playing against Tennessee State, and they're going to play at Vanderbilt First Bank Stadium. They were going to play the game at the Nissan Stadium, but the change was necessary because the Tennessee Titans have their preseason game against the Chicago Bears at Nissan Stadium that same weekend. So these longtime rivals, Jackson State and Tennessee State, will meet in the 2026 John A. Merritt Classic, presented by the Tennessee Titans. Look at that. You know we got a Titan, number 98, Jeffrey Simmons. So they're going to present this beautiful upcoming showdown between Jackson State, the I Love. We're talking Jackson J Nation, go JSU, and Tennessee State. And they're going to meet on August 29th at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be a late night, y'all. This will be the fourth time Tennessee State and Jackson State will meet on Vanderbilt's campus. Yeah, JSU won the first meeting 35-24. I believe it was 1978. And then they followed that up with a 20-0 and 21-0 shutout by Tennessee State in 1980 and 1982, respectively. So this is their fourth time meeting up, and it looks like it might be payback time. We're praying for MJ's safety during the games. Barring any major injuries, I'm predicting that he'll go all swag. Again, MJ is number 77 on the JSU football team. You can follow MJ on Instagram as well at mel, Collins, Collins, Junior, JR. Well, that's all I have for today. I want you to join me back here next Tuesday. Someone told me that tonight, there is going to be a grief education session. So I want you to definitely tune in. For those of you who may have suffered some loss in your lives, you will be so happy that you attended the grief education. and support group. That's what it is. It's a great support group. That's going to be held this evening. The discussion will be in recognition of Father's Day. It's going to be called the Father Gap. That's what they're focusing on today. Facilitated by Pastor Trey Roberts of Your Vine Connection, Clinton, Mississippi. So, Doctors Melvin Collins and Teresa Ratliff, they are the ones who put this education and support group on. They do it on a monthly basis. And so tonight, June 16th at 6:30 p.m., you can tune in. It's a Zoom meeting. So tune in from anywhere. And I'm telling you now, they are powerful sessions. And people say they just feel good. They feel motivated to just keep on keeping on after those good grief education and support group sessions. That's all I have for today. I mean, I have more, but we're going to shut it down right about now. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Literacy Hour. And I hope you join me back here next Tuesday when we focus on mental health and wellness. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe and be kind to someone.
For the past 1 hour, you have been listening to the Literacy Hour with Test Taking Solution and your host, Dr. Kentrell Liddell, MD, MBA. We are located at 2104 Thousand Oaks Drive in Jackson, Mississippi. Visit us on the web at www.testtakingsolution.com. Join us each Tuesday from 7 to 8 a.m. for another life-changing conversation here on our podcast live stream and affiliate stations.
A long time coming, but I know a change gonna come.